I know inside that I've made these guys way more money than I've lost them. They only remember the losers, just like the clients. It's not a fair thing, but it comes with the job. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't know the work that I put into I Sell Winners to this. It's just not like we just don't make all this crazy money by accident or win by accident. And then you start losing. You know, it sucks when your friends are talking shit to you. My dad got life in prison. You know, when we were born, he just passed away a couple years ago.
And yeah, I think I'm one of the best poker players in the world. There we go. That's what I wanted to hear.
I want to see people win, see people happy.
What's up, guys? My name is Scott with Scotty's Picks, and we got our first podcast here of sports, gambling, and nightlife. And I have none other than the greatest sports bettor of all time, president and CEO of I Sell Winners, Ronnie with I Sell Winners. All right, man. It's great to have you on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for calling me out here and bringing me to the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
You know what? Obviously, you're one of the biggest in the game here. Let's take it back to the early days of sports betting. I know you grew up in Detroit. Take me back to like what that was like, how you got involved in sports, and just kind of take me through where you're at with it.
So back in the day when I lived in Detroit, I mean, gambling wasn't legal back in the day. So we had a bookie that we would place bets through. I was 15 years old.
15? Yeah, that's what I figured, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't betting much, but we were betting. My uncles and aunts, and I mean, just football was always on, and I think they were betting back in the day as well, and kind of got me hooked on it, and then the rest is history with it.
What ultimately led you to gambling in high school and stuff like that, but literally to go from Detroit to Vegas at like about 21 years old? What ultimately led you to do that?
So I have a twin brother. My twin brother got a really good job out in Las Vegas. We're 21 years old. I wasn't doing much but running a restaurant, serving tables. My brother's like, you can do that in Vegas. So I was right outside with him. I left right with him. And I just packed my bags and I was done. I was in Vegas.
And that's it. Okay. And were you close to your 21st, what were you around?
Yeah, I was 21 years old, just young and hungry, didn't know much. Got a job at P.F. Chang's, was my first job serving. I met a friend from a coworker. It was her boyfriend, and he was in the nightlife. And then he ended up bringing me into nightlife.
You had an early decade-long run in nightlife. How did that help shape you, all the nightlife in Vegas, to being a sports capper? And did that help you in moving on to this new journey for you?
I don't know if it helped me. You know, I was wild. I was in the nightlife industry. I mean, there was girls partying. I was in the nightlife industry for 15 years. I did meet a lot of athletes. I took care of a lot of athletes. And then the biggest influence on this whole reason why I became a sports capper, there's a guy named Vegas Dave. Everybody knows who Vegas Dave is. This is back in the day. They're talking 15 years ago. Me and my buddies split a package of his. We didn't know who he was. He was just some guy that would come in the nightlife and buy all these bottles. And he was claiming he was the best sports bettor in the world. So he's telling us all this and that, and we ended up purchasing his package. We ended up splitting the money together, and like most people do nowadays. So we had like 5 guys. We split his package. And boy, can I tell you, the plays that this guy was giving, a fucking monkey could give. I mean, this is back in the day, guys. This is back in probably 10 years ago,
okay.
15 years ago.
So we're talking 2020.
I'm saying sports books weren't hip to there wasn't money line on every single game.
It wasn't
there
like that.
There wasn't prop betting.
Yep.
There wasn't buying.
Any.
It was just he would give out a minus 1,000, 3 minus 1,000s, and to make minus 300, and that's what he would sell. And it was fucking kind of crazy. You would go up to the sports book and you would try to put some of the bets in, and the bets didn't even offer those money lines on there. It was crazy. So I was like, man, if this guy can make the kind of money he's making, and someone like that's known about sports, I could tell you what college every player went to. We used to have trivia. I was one of the, I knew every fucking thing about sports and a little bit of gambling as well. If this guy can do it, I could do it as well.
Yeah, that's an amazing story right there. And everybody, I feel like, knows Vegas Dave as well. So it's good to hear that input from you. Getting into the next point here, you're in nightlife, you're doing your thing, you're meeting people, and you're out there. At what point did the sports picks start to overtake that, and you're like, hey, I don't need to be in nightlife anymore. This is a full-time job for me?
We used to have a thing called office hours in nightlife. So it was on our days off, we would have to go and send emails out to them. And I was just like, man, I'm fucking tired of this. This is I'm just done. I'm over it. So I would work on I Sell Winners while I was in the office. Supposed to be working on other stuff. And then a couple other guys, we ended up coming up with the name I Sell Winners. And I mean, it was more of a side job at first. When we first started it, it was just more for fun. And we didn't have many clients. We were just extra money and just for fun. But then after COVID, it just exploded. After 2020, we had some crazy tickets and started getting recognition, and then now probably one of the biggest in the industry.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when you say crazy, in 2020, 2021, 2022, you really came up on the scene and hitting everything like crazy. That was a great part of the come up. We're still there today, but that was a great part of the come up for ISO winners for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some crazy tickets, some crazy runs, and it's all real. Now we fast forward to 2026. There's just so many frauds in this industry. It's insane.
It's just amazing, and we'll get to that in a minute here. That's going to be part of one of the segments. But people want to hear this and they want to do it. But I want to kind of just put this out there. You interact with a lot of celebrities, and it's became kind of like your everyday life. Like, people don't understand that you've literally. I see you texting back and forth with Rob Kardashian. You have DaBaby on. You have everybody from UFC fighters. The Game did a shout out for you. We got all sorts of stuff. Did you ever like kind of imagine that you'd be interacting with these people, celebrities and stuff like that? And I'll be honest too, I've seen it on the Las Vegas Strip at the Aria and in Hollywood on Sunset Strip. Literally, people are like, hey, that's I Sell Winners. Did you ever think this kind of recognition would come from the sports betting game?
No, I didn't. Like, what's real like crazy is like if I'm walking in a sports book or I'm walking in the casino on the Strip and someone stops like, hey, can I take a picture with you? That's kind of like, I'm like, whoa, like I'm just a normal person. I'm not anyone special to take a picture with. But like the celebrities, that kind of, when I was in nightlife, I partied with celebrities and I had some celebrities' numbers. I have a whole phone book of NFL players that I took care of. So that part, not so much. But like, yeah, DaBaby, a lot of people think I paid for the shout out. He actually, I mean, we worked something out with picks. He heard from a friend. I mean, I don't want to blow up people's spots of their gambling and stuff, but yeah, Rob Kardashian.
Yeah, you guys text back and forth all the time. I remember blatantly that we were at Tao opening day at Venetian when they came up, and we had a table that was right next to the stage, but Rob's sister had one that was even closer, and you were messaging back and forth with him. It's like, I was like, wow, he really is talking to these people like crazy. It really,
oh yeah,
it's, yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too starstruck. They're just normal people, just like us. I mean, but yeah, I still have a lot of celebrities that are on packages, and some are cool, some are, some I had to put in check recently, as we've seen. He's no longer a part of the team anymore. So
that's what I heard. So yeah, that can happen from time to time. We travel together to many events, whether it be NFL games, World Series, tennis, all over. And I literally see in your comments when you post these things, they're like, I want that lifestyle. I want to be like you. But I think in my head, if you ever knew the hard work that he puts in the 24/7 days and the DMs all night and all that type of stuff, it's like, I'm not sure you would really want that. I mean, did you ever envision this? Do you think people would want to do this if they had the opportunity? Or you put in all this type of work and it's 24/7. I see it myself. And honestly, I'm going to rattle on here a little bit. I used to get a little upset even being around you for a game and whatnot, because you're like so mad about something winning or losing. But I now understand how much that affects your business, how much that affects people in your DMs, all that type of stuff. So what do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, it's a great lifestyle because I'm doing something that I love, that I'm passionate about, sports. I don't have to clock into a job. I don't have to answer to anybody. And I make really good money doing it. And I know that I help people out in the long run as opposed to hurting them. But at the same time, we're in 2026 right now, and there's so many people that, they hit a ticket and they think, oh, I'm going to become a capper. There's so many of my clients that I've had that went and started a page and that think they can sell picks, and then they're coming back and, hey, man, I'm like, weren't you just trying to sell picks last month? Like, it's crazy. This game is not for everybody. There's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of losing as well. A lot of people, they claim out because they have all this money. It's not from sports betting, and they claim that they have all this money, and they're all losing sports bettors. Most of them don't even bet. I mean, literally, there's about 10% in this industry that actually that bet money on the game. The hardest part for me now is getting down the action on some of these games. As you've seen, I showed you, and I've done lives on it. We're cut off from 90% of Vegas sports books. And when I say cut off, like, they give us baby limits. They don't completely cut the account off, but like baby limits where it's not even worth for me to bet. So we got to find other people's accounts and we got to use accounts. It's a big headache.
Yeah,
So.
totally. And you know what, to just hit on that as well, we won't stay on this too long, but I'm just going to kind of say it out here. There's many cappers who, in my opinion, have sort of, gone on your lives, done content with you, collabed with you. And some would say that they have basically stolen a little bit of your limelight and kind of taken it themselves. I just wanted to hear your comment on that. I feel like some of them have gone down a little bit of a marketing road and not really the sports picks, where I believe that you are the most authentic person in the business by far. I see it firsthand. I see you bet all your games. You really have true emotion and you really care about your customers. Do you just want to speak on that just a little bit? I know we're not naming names or anything.
Not really. Honestly, I have every single person that in my space that does this blocked. I don't care what this person's doing, what that person's doing, and if customers want to believe that they have this crazy lifestyle and they're a winning sports bettor, they'll find out in the long run that they're not. They need to sell sportsbooks to make money. I don't need to sell sportsbooks to make money. I make enough money betting on the games, and that's why we have such a high retention rate with our clients. I mean, we've had clients since we started ISO when it's still on packages, and then when football season just came back, there was a bunch of people that came out of the woodworks. And we may have a bad month, and I'm very transparent about it. I'll admit when I have a bad month. A lot of people that are starting to understand that, and they're staying on packages, and they're reaping the benefits. The ones that jump on and off and hop on, and then we lose, and they're like, oh, fuck him, I'm going to go jump on this person's package because they claim they never lost, and then they come back in a couple months later, and some of them will accept them back because they didn't talk shit. They just kind of went away. But the ones that talk shit and call us a scammer and cuss us out and are disrespectful about it, you're just hurting yourself. So
100%. I love that. I really like that answer there too. And I've seen it with your people too. Also, you have 9 or 10 good months out of the year. You're hitting at 60% or whatever that may be, lose 40% of the time. And I always see you when you do have just these couple bad months, or not even bad, just a losing month. You always hook up your customers. You always take care of them. You always let them, hey, I'm going to give you this month free. You always try to make it right with them too.
It's a business. I'm not going to just take people's money, and if we're losing, just say, hey, fuck you, and take their money.
Like, you're like, hey, I'm gambling on myself. If we win, then I win. I'm not going to give you, anything free, and you're going to have to re-up. But if we lose, then that's what it is.
We always try to take care of clients. If we have a bad day, a bad week, that's why I always try to recommend someone hopping on a long-term package, because we're not going to win every single day, guys. It's impossible.
Not possible. Yeah.
And people talk like that, and absolute lock of the century. There's none of that. We know how all these games go. We've seen it many, many, many times. I just wanted to touch on something here. I kind of have the same thing, but I think it sort of brings us together in a little bit of a way. But I just want you to touch on, I went to your bachelor party, went to your wedding, and all your best friends are still back home from Detroit. I have the same thing where my whole crew is from Minnesota. My 10 best friends are from Minnesota. You just want to touch on that because you really haven't lived there in 20 years. It's literally, you moved out here in 21. It's been 20 years since you lived there. How are you still close with all your friends? How are those your people in Detroit? And how do you stay grounded like that?
I mean, we all grew up together. We have a lot of memories. We've done a lot of crazy stuff, gotten in a lot of trouble together. I keep in contact with the majority of my friends are from back home in Detroit. We go on vacation, their wives, my wife, so we go together. So yeah, the pressure is when they're like, hey, add me to your Telegram for them to sports bet, because even they only remember the losers. They don't remember like when you put them in a chat and you're crushing it for them, and then you start losing and they start talking. It sucks when your friends are talking shit to you. I know inside that I've made these guys way more money than I've lost them, but they only remember the losers, just like the clients. It's not a fair thing, but it's comes with the job.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. It's like literally you win. Nobody says thank you. Nobody's like, great job, Ron. You lose and you get, I've seen your DMs. It's absolutely insane. And in the middle of games too, like the game hasn't even ended. It'll be 14-7 in the second quarter and you're still getting them like, oh, terrible play. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I can, dude, anything that any client can say, like, trust me, I'm my hardest critic. Like, there's nothing you can say to me that I'm not telling myself, or there's really not. So, like, yeah, you can give me some pointers or whatever, but if you're going to talk shit, there's stuff that I've already known myself.
Yeah. No, you're so authentic with that. I do want to ask this. I know this might be a tough question for you because things have sort of gone back and forth. I know they might have switched up, but what is truly overall you believe your best sport for sports betting?
So that's actually a good question. The funny part is it always switches. Like You know, when we first started ISL Winners, it was baseball. Yeah. Baseball was like the go-to. Like, I mean, we were the baseball kings. And then, like, the last couple of years, they had a rule change that a lot of people don't think is a big rule change. It was a huge rule change. And it's just such a long season that it's not one of our best sports. I mean, I think we had a winning year this year. We had some bad months, though. Yeah, the first half of All-Star break, we did really well. I think our best sport, personally, is college football. College football has to be number one, college basketball, number two, and then NFL. NFL is still there. If we're really going on this year, we're week 4 right now, and we've taken.
There's 20 weeks to go.
We've taken some of the worst.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. The Rams won. The Baltimore Ravens week 1. Green Bay just never. Oh, the Browns versus Green Bay.
Yeah.
It just never stops.
There's a stat. I've lost 7 games this year when leading by 4 points or more with 2 minutes left. I've lost all 7 of them.
Do you guys understand that? That is crazy. That's so much money too.
2 units. That's 15. That's 15 units.
That makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
So good beats, bad beats, but we've taken some way worse beats than good.
You know what? That's supposed to be for a later segment, but I'm just gonna say it now.
How do you handle the best you can the ups and downs of the bad beats, the good days, the bad days? I try to compare it a little bit to myself. I tried to be a professional poker player. I wasn't good enough, but I gave it a shot, and there's ups and there's downs. I see you having, one day you're down a couple units, then the next day it's up 7 units, and then lose the first game in the morning, but win 3 in the afternoon. How do you manage that? How do you manage your emotions? And just overall, I get this isn't for everybody, but what goes through your head on an average day when you're winning and losing, and how do you manage those emotions?
When we're winning and everyone's making money, it's great. Every riding high, everyone's in a good mood. Clients are happy, I'm happy, wife is happy. Everything's happy. But when we're losing and we're on just in August, it was fucking terrible. It was a bad month. I can handle losing games, but just the bad beats, it's tough. It's tough. But I know we play this for the end game. The end game. When I say end game, by the year. So at the end of the year, I know that we're going to be a profit, much ever amount. But it sucks when you're losing and you're taking bad beats. It sucks.
And you have a new client that will come aboard. For an example, we're filming here today. It's Thursday. There's Thursday Night Football, Rams and 49ers. You might have a new client today that doesn't have any of your picks before for the last 5-6 years, and they're just coming on new. And let's just say, for sake, you lose tonight's game. It's okay, they don't know exactly that this is a long game. This is new, and they might send you some crappy DM or something like that. But it's a lot to take in and always have a new customer because they don't know your full ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I try to say to hop on a monthly and see. It's kind of like I compare it to a gym. You don't go to the gym one day and then look at your body and you think that you change anything. It's still, you may have a pump, but you don't have this. You're not going to see any results. But most likely after a month of going to the gym and being disciplined, you're going to see something. Or after 2 months, you should even see more. And you don't pay for the gym every time you go. You pay a monthly subscription. And I say that with sports betting. I think everyone should hop on a monthly, even a yearly. A yearly is a big commitment, but hop on a monthly first and see how it goes. And I'm always willing to work out deals with newer clients just because there's so many frauds in this industry and they may have got burnt before and, overpromise and underdeliver. I always try to keep it real, and I don't want you guys jumping into something and thinking that it's all rainbows and unicorns, because it's not. There's winning, there's losing, but at the end of the year, we're going to be way ahead.
You know what? I wanted to get into something here. Actually, we went to the gym here this morning, and it was great. I hate to say this, but you used to be a little bit bigger, I would say, and now you look really in shape and whatnot. Talk about kind of how that's gone through the last 2 years to go to the gym and do all that, and how does that kind of set your mind for sports bets and whatnot, or maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it, but
you look in good shape.
No, I think going to the gym is a very important for your that's another way to manage the outside. You can't just be 100% sports. Gym is a way to get away from it. Go play some basketball, go play some pickleball, lift some weights, just get your mind off of sports for the minute. It can't just always be work. And that's sometimes I have a hard time managing or balancing work and life, especially with this job. Most people work 5 days a week, have 2 days off. With this, there's sports 7 days a week. You're giving, and people expect you to give them games every fucking day.
These weekends are absolutely nuts, and I'm new to this. I'm new to this, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you got to be on point at all points in time.
Yeah, especially right now. You're always looking at lines. You're always looking at, because you may see something that clients don't see. There could be a tennis match that has an edge and a live bet that you want to send out. So you always got to kind of be on it, and obviously at the end of the month, it's all about units gained, and that's all clients care about. They don't remember the bad beats. They don't care about the bad beats. They want results. They want to be making money. You're investing something and you want ROI on it.
For sure. Yeah, and that's how they stay aboard. Yeah, for sure.
Talk about a little bit more on that 24/7 part. Like me and you are texting at like 3 a.m. for a tennis match. Like there's UFC that goes late into the night, football. You do soccer as well. Like talk about that 24/7 where you're always on it, always looking for lines. And I know you're on all sports books at all time, searching for the best lines. Talk about the kind of 24/7 grind with it and how you're looking for value and what no sleep basically.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't know the work that I put into ISO winners to this. Is just not like we just don't make all this crazy money by accident or win by accident. And a lot of the games that we've lost, you guys see it firsthand, and they're the right plays. So like good info that we have on the games, and we have real good softwares, like all kinds of stuff that I don't want to go explain because I don't want to give away our secrets. But I mean, we have people that are on payroll that work at sports books, higher ups that give us advice on hey, this is what we need, or this is how much a sharp better bet on this. That's a lot of stuff that I don't really like talking about, calling people out, because it's no one's business. And that's why we have the info that we have. Now, I'm never going to go on here and say I have inside info on a game, 100% winner. No, when we say we had inside info on a game, it's real info coming from a sports book, coming from a high up guy that works at a sports book, giving us the info that could help. Everything helps in this game. You're always trying to find an edge.
Yeah. And I know you're always trying to find an edge. I do believe that even though that info is great and we talk about it and stuff, I do believe that your 30 years worth of sports knowledge or whatever that may be is probably a little bit bigger than that. But all those softwares, all these things people are doing, they do help a little bit. And we're always looking at, what happened the last time they played each other. There is information that's out there that definitely helps.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and then the experience. Like, hey, when you see a line and then you don't want to fall for that. I've seen that before. I'm not going to fall for that. So, like, I think that the more experience, the kind of more higher up in age you are at this, I think it's funny when you see these young kids hopping on and try to sell picks. Like, what the fuck do you know? Like, you literally have to lose in this game to win. Like, I've lost so much money at the beginning to learn a lot of shit. I call it expensive schooling. Like, but there's a lot of kids that come in this. Like, how the fuck am I going to listen to a 17-year-old kid giving me advice on sports? Like, bro, you haven't seen half the shit that I've seen in this game.
Hell yeah. And that's one of the questions I had later on. I'll just get into it now. I mean, I hate to say this. I just turned 39. We just had birthdays. You're 41. I mean, we're literally seeing guys on the internet trying to sell picks at 23. And I'm sitting there like, bro, you do not. There's almost no way you have enough education. You haven't seen enough games. You haven't seen lines. I'm going back thinking my 21st birthday betting on stuff. You kind of just said it, but what kind of goes through your head when you see someone really young and they're great at social media? I will give them that. And literally, they're great at social media. Some of us don't have those types of skills, but when you're talking about sports betting and capping and actually being a winner, they're nowhere close to this world. So,
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think they'll rent a Lambo and they'll be in a Lamborghini, acting like they got the Lamborghini from sports betting. Like, when we know it's fucking rented. There's no videos of most of these people cashing out from a sports book. It's just all photo. It's just so much fake. That's kind of why I blocked everything out. It's kind of annoying to me.
Yeah, you're definitely the most authentic in the game. A lot of people focus on marketing and social media and stuff like that. But if you look at straight picks, I feel like you're always the top guy.
And that's what I think that this is all about. It shouldn't be about my lifestyle or like I went to. Yeah, or I have a Lamborghini, or I have $1 million home. I don't need to flaunt the house. I don't need to flaunt. I can have a Lamborghini.
Your bachelor party wasn't even real.
No, I'm just saying. Or like any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think any of that stuff matters to the client.
Of course.
At the end of the day, all that matters is winning
and losing at the end of the month. Yeah.
It shouldn't be like, I got a Gucci bag or I got a fucking Lamborghini or none of that. Unless you're showing me that you made the money on the game and like not photoshopped, because everything that you see is photoshopped.
100%. There's so much Photoshop tickets out there, guys. It's just absolutely crazy. It really is.
Yeah, it's out of control.
You know what? Just getting into the next thing here, you touched on a little bit earlier, getting cut off from basically 90% of the books out here. They will still let you do some, bets like that. And I'm, thankfully I've sort of been able to go to a lot of the events with you and been able to hang out and all that. So I've got to meet your hosts and stuff like that. And, kind of recently it's like, we've been told by some of the hosts that you win too much and we can no longer go to these UFC events and Dodgers games, or we can pay for them. But either way, any thoughts on when you win, they cut off all your good stuff, and when you lose, they're happy to give you whatever you want?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of the way the game goes. Like the guy I had a host that was acting like he was my best friend, and and now I had a videos of him saying he can't host me anymore because, I mean, to be honest, we stuck it to him. We crushed MGM for a big amount of money, and like 5 months. Yeah, they didn't like that too much. I mean, obviously, they want losers. Most sports books want losers. That's why they'll give you everything in the world, and then you start beating, and then they're not going to do that.
That's not when they go good. All right, so I got another question for you here. You've been in Vegas now for 20 years. What would Ron's 41-year-old self that he just turned this last week tell his 21-year-old self?
Don't play tables, that's for sure.
Okay, we're gonna. That's
gambling on tables. Living in Vegas as a no.
Yep.
I found that out the hard way. I used to bet on tables when I first moved out here. It was bad. I actually I put myself in a GA program, and I walk by tables now. I won't even look at them. You're pretty much just gambling. There's no educated risk. There's nothing. It's just gambling against you versus a casino. These casinos don't look the way they do off of winners.
Well, I see you on you're always telling your people, like, I've seen like your messages where people are like, oh, I ended up losing this month. And you're like, how is that possible? Look at what I put on. And they all bet on their own. It's like, what's the point of buying a package if you're going to bet on your own,
Yeah. I mean, 90% of them do. 90% of them are going to bet on their own. I can't do anything about that though. I'm not there to hold them from pressing a button or, and that's the hardest thing about sports betting. Yeah, it's easy, especially nowadays. Everything's online. Everything's on an app, and you're at home. You're bored. You just want to fire. You got money in your account, and you want to fire. And that's the thing that you can't do. Like, why am I going to bet on a night game that I had no research on? I just want to bet just to bet, and that's the games that you're going to lose. Wake up the next day. There's a full slate of games, and it's easier to pick an edge on one of the games. That's the way to win. Discipline is the biggest. That's the biggest part of this.
I'm glad you said that. And just to get into something like for an example, tonight there's a Thursday night game. There's going to be a college game. There's going to be a Friday night game. And I just feel like there's a lot of pressure to give. People want action so bad. It's like, what's the play for tonight? It's like it's a single game. There's some buys this week. So there's 12 or 13 NFL games, but there's a 16-game slate. There's 70, 80, 90 relevant college football games. There's so many games to pick from, but people want the play for the Thursday night game. Is Puka Nacua going to hit the over tonight? Is Stafford's over yards going to hit? Is McCaffrey going to hit? It's like all that, and it's really just one game, and there's so much more out there. So what do you say about the people that really just have to bet every single game?
Well, that's why they're losing sports bettors. I mean, honestly, you don't have to bet every single day.
You say that all the time, too.
Yeah,
I give you credit for that.
And sometimes you got to practice what you preach. Sometimes I get away from my thoughts, and when I do that, that's when we...
But I love that about you because you really are honest. Like, hey, man, I just bet a bunch of tennis breaks yesterday. I shouldn't have done that. But, like, you really are, like, you catch yourself while you're doing it. But, it's what happens.
You're not supposed to be doing it. Yeah.
It's still fun.
Yeah, but the discipline part, that's the reason why ISO Winners is the way it is, because that's why it's so successful, because we have discipline. We don't throw around those words just to get sales or like there's strong edges that they may not always win, but they're really, really strong edges on the games.
Let me actually ask my question on that. You do like a play of the day or a play of the month, and I swear, and I'm not trying to say this in a wrong way, but whenever you do that, it seems like, I mean, I don't know what the record is, but over like 60%, and then sometimes, or 70% even, and then sometimes on just a regular play, maybe it's the closer to this, winning 60% of the time, losing 40, but like you have these play of the days and these edges that you really like, and they seem to hit a lot of the times. Talk to me through that process. Obviously, there's, you have people at books, you have, research and whatnot. But when you put out these play of the days, they really seem to hit. Like, talk about that. Just tell me.
They're the strongest edges. There's stuff that's we've had info on that really good like everything's matched up, and that's what we call it, a play of the month or a play of the year. And not every single time it goes through, but I would say probably 75%.
Literally 70. I was going to say 75 to
depending on what it is, and so there's strong edges. It just sucks if someone's new and they just hopped on.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're a fraud or you're a scammer if it lost. Like, it's just like, come on, bro.
Yeah. You're not out trying to scam anybody. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to do a Vegas quick rapid fire. I've lived here before, and I love the city. I've gone back and forth for years, but I want to see, what's your favorite hotel on the Strip?
Favorite hotel, the Wynn.
Yeah, me too. Okay. That's where I'm staying. Thank you, guys. Favorite hotel off the Strip?
Favorite hotel off the Strip? There's not many, but probably Durango, the newest one.
What's your favorite steakhouse?
I don't know, STK.
Okay.
STK,
yeah, no, we've had some good ones there. I really think it's got a great atmosphere and good food.
Atmosphere.
It's just
they've actually made a comeback since COVID. They've made a comeback.
Yeah, for sure. What is your favorite sports book in Vegas?
Favorite sports book? I like Cosmo, the Wynn.
You're not gonna go with my home?
Yeah, Cosmo or the Wynn.
Okay. All right. And then best month of the year in Vegas to you?
Right now, October, September, fall. All the sports firing. Weather is cooling down, so kind of get that California weather. It's not too hot, not too cold.
And then let's, like I said, I don't want to bring this up too many times. You lived here 20 years. Do you still get that same aura, the same feeling when you get down to the Strip on, let's call it a Saturday night or a Sunday morning? Okay, you do not get the same feeling you had when you were 21 years old. Dude, tell me about that.
Absolutely not. I barely even go to the Strip anymore. I built a sports book in my home.
Yeah, I was there today. It was amazing.
To avoid going to the Strip, listening to other people's comments on the games. I'm a homebody now.
All right, so I got a question for you as we're in the rapid fires. I heard you had a sanctioned boxing match, or was it?
Yeah, amateur. I have a couple of amateur fights. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, it was old school. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, is that it?
Yeah, I mean 3-0. We've had 3 amateur fights and tore my labrum, and I haven't fought since. I had a broken nose, got a little nose job, and I haven't fought since.
Another thing I touched on earlier that we both have friends from our hometown that I feel like is kind of a thing, our Midwest people, Detroit. I feel like both of us, one thing we've always combined on is that we root for each other's success. We root for other people's success when that's kind of died in this world. And with the social media crazy antics and all that, it seems like everybody's against each other. Talk about yourself and how you always root for other people's success and want people to do well. Just dwell on that a little bit.
I mean, what do I get out of someone else failing? Like, it doesn't do anything for me. I realize how hard life is in general. It's hard, especially with inflation right now. I don't really feel it because we make so much money, but there's our clients that aren't making much money. There's 1,000+ members that we have. I don't know everyone's what they do. I don't know what they do for a living. I don't know their money situation, their financials. But why would I not want people to do good? Why would I not want? I don't care if any of my competitors do good. It doesn't bother me. I don't get anything out of it for them losing or for people losing. I want to see people win, see people happy.
I love that. I know that this last year you actually ended up playing a lot of poker, and I'm jealous because I thought I was a professional poker player at a point in time. I found out that I wasn't, actually twice. But you said you were going to win a bracelet this year, and I know it didn't happen this year. Do you envision it happening? And how has your poker game evolved over the years? I know you don't play as much as you used to, but you go in and out, and I think you're an extremely talented, for sure, tournament player. Are you going to win a fucking bracelet?
I mean, I did say I was going to win a bracelet, and it did get interrupted a little bit. I did go to Europe for 3.5 weeks this year, so that as WSOP was going on, so that kind of interrupted that. I did run deep in a couple tournaments. I think I'm one of the best poker players in the world.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. Let's go back to that. You think you're one of the best poker players in the world? Hell yeah. Okay, keep going.
The luck side, I mean, I don't want to say it because I don't want to put it on myself, but I don't have the luck part that a lot of people have. That 1 outer, 2 outers that seem to happen a lot. I get it in 90% good every time.
Very, very patient. You definitely get it in good, yes.
But yeah, poker's a huge. I love poker. I haven't played much in a couple months, but like during WSOP, I'll play.
Okay.
I'll play.
We're gonna get a bracelet this year. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
You heard it here.
Let's talk about a little bit. We don't go out nearly as, like I said, you already said our ages. I have too. What do you compare nightlife now to what it was when you were in your prime, like 15 years ago, 13 years ago, whatever that was? What do you think about it now?
You can't find me. You won't find me at a nightclub in Las Vegas anymore. I don't have the energy. I'm married now. I lived that life. I was going to clubs when I was 16 years old back in Detroit with a fake ID. I'm definitely not going to a club. And if I was to go to a club, it would be out of town in Europe with friends and, just having a good time. Not have a table, and we would have a table and bottle service, not no fucking GA crowd and on the dance floor, and I'm not doing that.
So you've always carried yourself with a certain confidence. Some might call it cockiness, but I don't. Literally, no exaggeration. When I think of people, I'm thinking about Nate Diaz. I'm thinking about Terrence Crawford. I'm thinking about Dana White. People that really get shit done and don't really give a fuck what other people think. Talk to me about that perspective. Talk to me about how you have kind of shaped your lifestyle to make it your way. Yeah, just talk to me in general about how you're able to be your own self and win.
Because I'm myself. I think it's 100% authentic is the best way to go is to be yourself, not be what people want you to be or fake it, have some fake lifestyle that you have to fake every single thing you do. I think being real, and I think saying what's on your mind.
You walk it like you talk it, and like, your mindset too. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
I feel like telling people the truth and being real with people, you're never gonna get bullshit with me.
Never.
That's why
high stakes too. This is high stakes. This is no BS. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I'm not gonna sit here and tell you your hair looks good 'cause you want to hear it or whatever. I'm gonna be real.
Wait, does it look good?
No, I'm not talking about you. Just in general, and I'm gonna be real with them. Like that's just how I've always been.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
Talk to me. You know what? This is a really interesting thing, and I have a good friend from back home who also has a twin. It's actually a sister, but you have a twin brother. He looks so much like you. It's actually scary. And just talk to me about like a little bit of that growing up. Like I didn't even know that about you until 3 years into knowing you. So it's like totally different. But all your friends from back home, know you guys and whatnot. So talk to me about the twin brother aspect. Obviously, he brought you out to Vegas. Shout out Ryan, you're the man. But talk to me about that a little bit.
No, yeah, I have a twin brother. We grew up together, did everything together. Literally, if you've seen him, you would think it's me. You don't even know the difference. He's really successful as well. He is, believe it or not, he doesn't even like sports. Doesn't know anything about sports. Not a big sports guy. Successful, very successful. Probably one of the smartest people I know. He's literally one of the smartest guys I know. We're still close, but he's in New York. He's a big traveler, and we're both successful. We came from nothing, man. My mom raised us solo. My dad got life in prison. When we were born. Yeah, he just passed away a couple years ago. They were younger. I think 21 years old. It was back in the day, hanging out with the wrong crowd. They robbed a lady. My dad drove. One of the guys that was with her said, "Hey, she's seen our face. We should kill her." They ended up. One of the guys ended up killing her. They all went to prison for the same murder. 5 guys. My dad was the driver. They all got life without parole. Yeah. So then my mom had to raise me and my brother by herself. Did a really good job. I've always been real. I've always been authentic. That's the way we're always going to stay.
What age did your father go to prison? What age were you and Ryan?
Really? My mom was pregnant with us. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So your mom the whole way. Good stuff.
Yeah.
She did a great job then. She's got 2 successful boys. Hopefully, I know she's doing well now. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
We bought her a house.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah.
Me and my brother, yeah.
Oh, wow. In Detroit?
No, yeah, it's in Michigan.
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay.
That was a pretty, really cool thing to do.
Yeah, that's the most rewarding thing you can do. Yeah.
You always dreamed of buying your mom a house. We got her a house. She's happy. She has no bills. It's
awesome, man. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool. You know what? We're just wrapping this up here, guys. Ronnie, amazing to have you on. I'm so grateful. I do want to actually say one more thing, actually. Basically, I wanted to tell you that I'm very thankful that I got to meet you. Sometimes I will say I have taken for granted the fact that we just go to all the UFC events. We go to football games, we go to baseball games and whatnot. I try to chip in where I can, but I know you take the brunt of that. So thank you for taking me along for a little bit of this ride. I do really appreciate it. And I just wanted you to tell the people how to follow you, how to get the right picks, what to do here. Go ahead, give it a...
Most of our business is done through our Instagram page. It's at I Sell Winners. And then just DM us on there, and that's where You're going to be able to get a hold of our workers. We have a 24-hour customer service team. They'll be able to give you info on packages, pricing. You're actually buying picks from someone that's been in the industry since 2013. We didn't just hit a parlay and start a page. We're actually really authentic, and we've been doing it for a long time. We've lost a lot of money to get this good, and now we haven't had a losing year since we've done this. So
love it, man. Love it, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. And follow I Sell Winners. I'm Scott with Scotty's Picks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll come at you again next time. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you, bro.